Okay, hello guys, and welcome to this week on Princess Anu-TV. I actually decided not to be too formal today because I would like us to do a chit chat on career talk. And we are not going to be wasting much time. We're just going to go into our career talk. Why do you choose a career? Why do you want to be what you want to be? Stay tuned, we'll be right back. To belong somewhere, you know that old grove where we stood in. Okay, like I said, we are not going to be doing much today. We're just going to be talking about career. Why do we choose what we choose? Like, why did I decide to be a pilot? Why did you decide to be a banker? Why did you decide to be a lawyer, a doctor, and the rest and the rest? And what I would like us to be focusing on today is I would just like us to narrow it down to our passion, to our desire, to our talents, our gifts. Then in that way we'll be able to analyze truly why we pick what we pick. Like for me, I actually have desired a long time I wanted to become an aeronautical engineer, and I was always thinking about it. Okay, how far, what am I going to do to become an aeronautical engineer? I discovered I had to love physics, mathematics. I also had to love physics, mathematics. What other course did I think about that time? Okay, I also thought about geography, because when you're thinking about aviation, you're going to be navigating, so you're going to be thinking about like generally how the earth is run, and the way you have roads the way you have roads for the cars, that's also the same way you have routes in the air for aircrafts. So I had to start thinking about all these things. Though initially when I went for my first degree, that was not what I did, but I resorted to going back, because there's something about passion, there's something about choosing a career, there's something, because this is what you're going to do for a lifetime, this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life. So you don't want to pick something that after a while you begin to regret. Why did I do this? Why did I do that? Or why did I get into this course? So these are kind of things I would like us to consider even in today's video. So before you pick a career, the number one thing I'd like you to consider is, what do I have desire for? Do I like to read? Do I like to calculate? Do I like to analyze things? Like, you see people doing researches, like some people all their lives they focus it on doing researches, they keep doing researches all their lives, and they have this flair for it. So even if you keep them in the lab for 48 hours, they don't get tired, they don't feel worked out, they don't feel like, oh, why am I here? Those are the kind of things I need us to be considering. What do you love to do? What do you have? And that's something that if you do it from today till tomorrow, like, you're not going to feel tired. So that's part of the thing. If you like doing mathematics, then you need to consider the sciences. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. The first thing you have to consider, just like I said, is what do you do, like, that comes out freely from you. Because don't forget, choosing a career is something you're going to choose for the rest of your life. This is what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And if you don't pick it right now, you see a lot of people say they don't like their jobs, they don't like this, they don't like that. Oh, why do I even go to work? They don't put their best. And me, I know, okay, I'm a Christian, and I know from the Bible God says that we should put our best into what we are doing, because when you go to the grave, there's no resource there, there's no work, there's nothing for you to do when you get to the grave. So why not fix all your energy and all your talent on working on this earth, so that you can maximize it, so that when you finally return to the grave, there will be nothing left for you to do. So like I said, that's number one. The number two thing we are going to be discussing today is what is happening in your environment. Environment actually influences the kind of decision we make as it concerns career. You see someone, okay, maybe because the father was a carpenter, or maybe because the mother is a doctor, or because that kind of stuff. Like, oh, I want to be a doctor, oh, my mom is a doctor, oh, I want to be an engineer, oh, my dad is an those kind of stuff. It actually influences the kind of decisions we make. So these are the kind of things we should consider when thinking of how to choose a career. Are you being influenced by what's going on around you? Like, are you picking that course because someone else is doing it, or are you picking that course because you actually love to do it? A lot of persons, they said, oh, I want to do medicine, I want to do medicine. When they enter into medicine, discover that this thing has to do with a lot of reading, and along the line they get to fall apart because they feel they cannot cope with that amount of reading. But they entered into it. Imagine the time, imagine the energy, imagine the resources that they've wasted just doing a course that they thought they would have been able to do. Meanwhile, it is not their calling. They could not just pick that kind of career. So don't forget, our topic today is choosing right. So you have to choose right at all times. Okay, number 3, the kind of things we're going to be discussing in choosing a career is peer pressure. In choosing any career, don't do it because, oh, everybody's going for law, so you want to go for law. Everybody's going to become a doctor. Like, becoming a doctor is actually very rampant, and it's actually not a bad thing, but Miriam, hi. So it's actually not a bad thing, when you want to become a doctor or a nurse, or this kind of thing. But make sure you're not doing it because everybody is doing it. This still relates back to our second point. Don't do it because everybody is doing it. Do it because it is your passion. It's what you love to do. You can stay 24 hours. In fact, sometimes even if you're not paid, though it's not a good thing for you to get a job and you're not being paid. Actually, I don't want to have that kind of job. Like, you get the job and you're not being paid. Nah. I do not want to have that kind of job. So, like I'm saying, pick a course, not because of peer pressure. Forget about peer pressure and pick a course that you're going to love doing. And the fourth thing I'm going to be considering today, I'm going to be talking as a Nigerian in this case. We all know that there are courses that thrive in this country. As in, there's no doubt about it. There are courses that thrive, and there are courses that, okay, when you say, oh, you want to do it, even your mom self will be angry with you. Like, how do you want to waste her resources or your dad's resources, especially when your family is not that buoyant? You cannot wake up in the morning and think of, oh, I'm going to read music. It's not that music is not going to be productive to you, or you don't like to sing, or you don't like to produce or something, but you need to think of what you can put food on your table. You can pick music as a secondary thing, that, okay, I've read this course, you're certified in this particular course, then you can go on maybe doing music along the line, which if you feel you can do it for a lifetime. But having a standard degree, a degree that that it's not like music. Other countries you can decide, but in a place like Nigeria, you cannot just decide and say that I want to be singing. Or even most people will be like, that I want to go into football. It's not like football doesn't thrive. It's not like music doesn't thrive in Nigeria. But there are conditions that make all these kind of industries thrive. You don't compare yourself to someone abroad, like maybe you're the US or the UK or maybe UAE or all these other countries, that when their children, even from 6, 7, they put them into schools whereby they do both it's just like our NDA, Nigerian Defense Academy. It's just like the way they are doing their degree, they are also doing their normal training as military personnel. So you not compare it there outside the country. So that's how they do. Maybe if a child says he wants to become a doctor, or correction, if a child says he wants to become a footballer, they don't just put in those schools. They don't just put them to just do to just learn how to play ball and the rest. They also give a secondary attachment, like, okay, this child can learn how to play ball and can also learn an additional skill. So as he's doing this, he's also doing this. These are the kind of things we should consider while picking a course. You cannot say your family doesn't have enough money and you want to pick a course that in 5 years time, it will take you a long time for you to be able to stand by yourself even after school. So these are the things you should consider. Don't forget, we've said, don't pick a course because someone else is doing it. Don't pick a course because of peer pressure. Pick what you actually love to do. Pick what gives you joy. Pick what, no matter what's happening, you're going to feel glad and happy that you did it. And that's part of why that's part of the reasons why I actually decided to do aviation, because I noticed that it gives me joy, it gives me so much happiness. Even after my first degree, I still came back to the aviation. So that doesn't mean maybe you can do a degree and you cannot come back. You can do any degree, but you can just try as much as possible to fall back into your career. We're going to still continue with this career talk next week, and it's going to be a different episode talking about other parts in choosing a career. Stay with us on this same channel. Princess Anu TV, like we said, if you're looking for motivations, inspirations to make you a better version of yourself, come to this channel. And trust me, you will never be disappointed. Don't forget to click the subscribe button down below, and click also the bell so that whenever we post any of our videos, you will get to see it. Bye.